All right, Grand Rising, everyone. We're going to go ahead and continue in Matthew. All right. And again, I'm never here to tell you what it is or what it ain't. I'm simply sharing what it looks like to me. So, I'm going to go ahead and go through this a little different here. Hold on, let me see. Okay, I want to say that this is chapter 19. This is in Roman numerals. And I always get somewhat confused. So I'm going to read probably a little bit of 18 first, or just go through it. Okay. So again, this is the part where, the Lord, then the Lord of the servant was moved with compassion and loosened him and forgave him the debt. But the same servant went out and found one of his following servants, which owed him 100 pences, and he laid hands on him and took him by the throat, saying, "Pay me that thou owest." Okay, so again, this little scuffle or whatever between these, and it's saying that you owed me something at one time. Shouldn't you have compassion? And the Lord was wroth and delivered him into the tormentors. Okay, so again, till he should pay all that was due. So again, this torment also makes me think about, again, in instances, maybe some of you have experienced this, some type of embarrassment, some type of ridicule, being thrown into the lion's den, again, thrown into a hornet's nest, right? Where, again, unnecessary, right, energy is going to be spewed, or again, you'll be tormented, spied on, gang stalked. These type of things is what it would be considered as today, in my eyes, some kind of embarrassment ritual or something of that nature. Okay. But it's saying, so also shall my heavenly Father do unto you, if you don't forget everything that your brothers have done. So I guess, at least it's trying to say that it's equal, right? But I think that some people, again, I think that I'm just starting to see the way that this stuff works, and it's not fair and balanced. You could be going through these particular things, not even know that you're attached to a lineage or a bloodline. You could have no idea. Why? And it can be other things that lead people to do like malicious things, jealousy, people just being mad or upset because they can't. A lot of this stuff is because, again, energy. A lot of this stuff I feel by looking at it and experiencing these things, it's just misunderstandings and also people not conforming. Okay, so again, you're going through that fire. Okay, so we come down here to, and it came to pass that when Jesus had finished these sayings, he departed from Galilee and came into the coast of Judea beyond Jordan, and a great multitude followed him, and he healed them there. And the Pharisee also came unto him, tempting him, saying unto him, Is it lawful for a man to put away his wife for every cause? So you see what I'm saying? It just, even that energy is saying that they were tempting him, right? But if that's tempting, I would just think that these people were questioning. So again, in this energy, I feel Jesus is acting in a different type of manner here, right? Just in this portion. And they're saying, man, dang, can we, is it not like this or whatever? Is it every single thing that somebody does? So again, then you can see in that instance that, there's some type of possible vendetta, actually, is what it possibly is. I'm just saying. Some type of vendetta, or even if we're looking at it like this, some kind of misunderstanding. There's some kind of something going on there. Okay? And he answered and said unto them, have ye not read that he which made them? Okay, so again, it doesn't say God. It says that he which made them at the beginning, right? And there's several beginnings in this text. Made them male and female. Again, to a certain extent, this can be androgynous, or in a sense of your makeup or your chromosomes, or it might be a little bit different. You may appear to be a female, but you may have more masculine traits. And then like in my eyes, I think that people then tend to think that you want to be one way when it comes to relationship or sexual preference. I mean, this is just, again, what I'm looking at by seeing the way the world has been going, and just looking through this whole thing and experiencing these things. Made them male and female. And again, this whole thing, even making a man to put away his wife, he had made them in the beginning, made them male and female. So again, like, how can a man, another thing I'm picking up is, how can a man be putting away his wife? In the beginning, he made them both, the man and the woman. So how can the man, this is what I'm picking up here. We're questioning here. So how can the so-called man, on the outward appearance, possibly, right, be the one to keep doing these things to the wife? It sounds like he's also could be saying, didn't he make both of them at the beginning? So again, even when we're talking about the Adam and Eve thing, if he made them both and they were both substantial or prominent members, equal, right, then why should one have to go underneath the other? Do you see what I'm saying? That's another thing I just thought about. That really just kind of opened my eyes to look at that a different way. So how do you get, right? Even if it was the other way around with the feminine energy, even if it was the other way around and we're talking about the feminine energy and it was talking about a wife. Because that feminine energy could have been the prominent energy in a matriarchal society when other members came in. But at that time, in that beginning, right, they were both made equal. So that's where all that battle of the sexes could be coming from. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus energy. Okay, and it says, and said, for this cause shall a man leave father and mother. Okay, shall a man leave father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife. Okay, so again, this is almost reminding me of Genesis there. He made them both, male and female. For this cause they shall leave the father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife. And they twain shall be one flesh. So again, this whole thing about leaving, okay, let's go back here. This whole thing about putting away his wife for every cause, that sounds like abuse or mistreatment even. They should be equal, okay? Or, I mean, that's what that's making me think, all right? And for this cause that a man shall leave his father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife. So even that's making me think, if there's like a energy of like a tri-energy father, son, mother, and there's mistreatment there, then I'm guessing that, in a sense, if they're mistreating, then they shall be able to cleave onto their wife. And that wife, like I said, if we're looking, yeah, I'm wondering if this wife could be just an energy in general. And they twain shall become one flesh. So again, giving someone their last name, right? Right? Or even like I'm just seeing even here this whole like transferring, I don't know, of something about children or something. I don't know. Okay. They twain shall be one flesh. Wherefore they are no more twain, but one flesh. So again, maybe no more tied. They're not tied together anymore, but still one flesh. I don't know. This is making me think about some kind of in vitro. I don't know. I'm just seeing something totally different here. Or some kind of like surrogacy, even in an energy way, right? Or literal. What therefore God hath joined together, let no man put asunder. They say unto him, why did Moses then command to give a writing of divorcement and to put her away? So again, this is so funny that I feel like this energy, I feel like because of certain things that I see when it comes to legalities and the way that things are moving with certain groups, nations, tribes, and communities and lands, I see it as though there's a secret hand over the people now. Like when we were talking about the prick, the antidote the other day. Oh, when we were talking about the antidote. The antidote. Command in writing of a divorcement and put her away. Of some kind of energy of like having to pay a debt, some kind of cosmic jail or spiritual jail. And again, we're in an age of social credit systems. So again, it would be easy to do this to someone in a sense and limit their abilities and their access to internet, certain platforms. See, in order to kind of choke or squeeze you into, or again, to restrict you from. Because although it still has this whole concept of making money, and if you're not doing that, then you're not worthy, or you don't even need to be here in society today, is what I feel like I'm getting. And so at that point, you're like undesirable. But it's looking as though this or that, right? And like I told you, some of us are shaman or spiritual oracles and things like that, and we need to be in our zone. We need to be doing what we're doing, right? And we should be, again, assisted in some type of form or set up even for this, but even those that are doing that work and you're actually really doing the work, like you're the real thing, sometimes things may be difficult for you. And it depends on also whatever status you're in. Again, in the spiritual realm, it would be different too as what we are here. Or when it comes to your lineage and your blood compared to what law says would be different. So you could be a royal heir. You could be a king, a queen, an empress, or emperor, right? But because of what's done by man's hands or woman's hands may also alter that when it comes to legalities and class and caste and things like that. That's kind of what I'm thinking about. Because there was that verse I was reading, somebody had posted it earlier and it really struck me about the coats. We'll go back to it. I think I screenshotted it possibly. I don't know. He said unto them, He saith unto them, Moses, because of the hardness of your hearts, suffered you to put away your wives. But from the beginning it was not so. Yeah. So again, it's saying because of the hardness of your hearts, suffered you to put away your wives. But from the beginning, it was not so. So again, even with this union right here, listen, it's just saying because of the hardness of your hearts. And I feel like also this has to do with trauma. Even bound to falling in love, or bound in a sense by a traumatic energy, or even by something as if, it was something that had been already there. The intermingling could have already been going on, with one party possibly aware and the other party not. So again, as above, so below. The above party possibly would have been aware of this extensive relationship, but below, they are blinded to it. There has been something removed. There has been something done. And I don't know why root work or root chakra or sacral something came into mind at that second. Trauma. I don't know. I just keep seeing something like that. So again, in my instance, real time right now, when it comes to energies that are around and certain ties and familial ties and energies that are present and some not anymore, have departed or whatnot. And so I feel like okay. Yeah. Yeah, and some of me thinks that, that whole thing, again, there was a process of making, again, the heart callous, right? So it's always going to be a struggle because, again, we're dealing with all of this different stuff. All this is like a chaotic energy, right? And so, I feel like that's that's the current feeling that I have. Something is, it's just in my head. Don't go there. And again, I'm in my head a lot right now, but the energy is saying don't Let them. It's don't I because sometimes I feel like damn. I'm changing. I'm changing for the better. And something wants me to think that that's better. But at the end of the day, there's also an energy that wants to scar, really wants to scar my heart, cut me to the core. And that's why I feel like there's that energy of some type of strife or revenge or some kind of resentment. There's something else, again, there. There's something else there when it comes to cutting off ties. Because sometimes you'll have to go into that hermit mode or that energy where you just can't. You have to decipher what the heck is going on here. It's too many. It feels like too many energies are around here, and I can't. I don't. That's one thing I don't want to deal with. In my eyes, when I see, when I sense something and I know it, and there's no question about it, and it's like I I know what I don't need nobody. It's even like even that whole courting kind of sense. Like a spiritual courting or celestial courting or something. Because I was just reading that one verse about, uh, it came to mind about what do they have to do in order to get into heaven. And I think Jesus said something like you have to be born again, and something else about the water, right? To be able to enter into that particular temple or mount. And it, I don't know, it just made me think about something. Because again, we're talking about empresses and emperors then. They can't be just commingling with anyone. But in order, so like how Joseph's brothers sold him or sold him out into slavery. Well, today, it can be the same thing as a spiritual harem of a sense. Just for payback or defilement, or somebody find out your worst fear or what you would, knowing your status and everything, and knowing that again we're new, right? Some of us are, hold on, like I'm just really like, so again, some of us are like a baby, right? In all of this right now. And there's beings again that are here that maybe have are more advanced than you actually. And now. Can get over on you with certain things that you may not understand in that realm. When it comes to certain like statutes and codes and things. So again, what I'm saying is, for some of us that are of those regal or royal bloodlines, and you have your other families that are more of that Satan energy that's looking to devour, right? Right? Because usually when we're talking about colonization and things and taking over lands, it's usually the new people that were coming in that were actually given the privileges and rights over the original people. So when it says that Lucifer had fallen, and we're talking about the Son of Man is going to rise and take the throne, well, why wouldn't it be just, you see what I'm saying? So that's making me think again of idolatry and faux reign. Okay? These people were brought here, again, faux reign, generationally. So just like you were generationally so-called cursed, it just means people just stole your shit, actually. It just means that people were given the weapons they needed to defeat you on your own land and take over the title and be a conservator or whatever it's called over you without you even possibly knowing. in your land and your resources and your wealth and all of those things and your thrones and your crowns, even to the point of defiling your crown or corona chakra. Right? And then defiling these women would make them, again, in a sense, possibly, again, it would ruin, again, their chances of becoming who they truly are supposed to be. Right? So that's why I think it's really sad to know that seeing these things and having these visions and things of these things going on. And then, again, those very people are possibly tied to individuals that would have the power and platforms in order to silence those that are speaking this way. Those that can see. And that's why you were cursed, because you didn't want to allow those particular things to go on with the people, because you really cared about the nature of a man. You really cared about nature in general. You really cared about that natural way. That sense of possible pride that you would have had for, again, your lineage and your home. And someone came along and made you feel bad about that. And so now we done forgot about it, don't even know how to go about it. You see what I'm saying? And then again, now the same thing. So it's been a time where it feels like it's open and there's a chance, and possibly there is, right? But there's also going to be that group that also moves, again, more with the heart and with the frequency of nature. And those will be the people, like I said, that are left behind trying to carry the rest over, even after they've lost everything, to villains and to these people that are, again, seeking to see what they can devour. And at the end of the day, we relying on that faith and that intuition, in the sense of knowing, right? In the sense of being seers and using those particular gifts, that then man will dismiss and call them as if there is a mental illness or split personalities or multiple, you know what I'm saying, or schizo. They'll call them these things, but it's really, again, us being able to travel throughout those dimensions and find out what we need to do in the spiritual way and then relay that message, right? But again, Son of Man is going to be prepared with all of his documents and everything way ahead of time before. And this is just all I'm saying. So I'm not saying anything. I see what part I'm seeing, what's going on, and what part I've played and am playing. Know thyself. I'm going into that time. I'm going into the primitive age and era. Into the ether or Esther for the truth or Ruth. And again, since it's not, again, something that is acquired in your education or training camps system, it's looked at and ridiculed and mocked. And this is how so many people in the late 1800s and even other times before ended up in mental institutions, in their lands, and everything taken away from them. Names, children. It is the same thing. Your sacred, that sacred essence that you have, even. And that's the callous thing of the heart, or just this whole thing with these unions, these spiritual twin flame and all these unions. Some of these unions are just to have that a certain energy over you, watching what you're doing, knowing who you are, so they can take that to benefit how to rule over you, or to keep you down, or to, again, get rid of you in a sense, to make you give up. and you'll turn away, and the energy, it's just strong, pull you back. And you're trying to, again, be productive. It pulls you back because it needs you. You are the vessel. You are the particular God. Okay? You are that is the thriving force that upholds all this whole damn thing. You understand what I'm saying? It's like an eagle or something coming down for its food or its prey. Okay? Again, the chattel or cattle. But in the beginning, it was not so. And again, I can tell you one thing about my journey. When I first realized, again, that I felt like there was another energy force coming towards me, and we were supposed to actually have something to do with each other, some type of companionship or relationship, that it was a very neutral, free, flowing thing. It was just amazing. It was just, everything was just so, nothing was forced, nothing felt falling away, nothing felt like it was, you know what I'm saying? It just was it was just like the perfect, right, energy field, right? And then all of that trauma kind of things started happening where you could say, oh, this ain't right. Oh, it's something abusive. Oh, and as you're moving through and you're trying to figure out what all this stuff is happening, how did this just even come get plopped into your lap? You're trying to fumble through it and take the knots out and see what you're actually really dealing with. You already then went through all kind of, because there's nothing you could just turn away from. It's there. You have to deal with it, face it. There's nothing you can do to turn away, really, at that point in time. And that's where I feel like other energy started to be pushed in because of something. Maybe it was just too perfect, like a power couple, powerful kind of energy, right? Penetrated something and roused something. And that's where I feel like another energy came in to start to disseminate and dismantle that which it was. And I feel like it has something to do with some kind of envious energy. I'll just say that. Envious energy and something. I don't know if, what is it, Asmodeus? And I think there's another demon, a three-headed dog demon, possibly, right? That is the one that comes in and breaks up unions and things like that. Hmm. Okay. And I say unto whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, cometh adultery. Okay. And whosoever marrieth her which is put away doth commit adultery. Okay. So again, I feel like this, I feel like this is, and this is that sense of being able to protect ourselves in a sense, right? Oh my goodness. I just see, oh, being able to be aware of this even, and then protect yourself and seeing it for what it is, instead of, again, sometimes when it's not such a blissful thing, because you don't know who you are, and that there's not supposed to be this type of defilement or energy around you in the first place. So someone's really going all out of their way in order to put you in these type of situations. And that whole fornication is just like, I would say that's a really good one to go ahead and look up in etymology. Because yes, it can be talking about that. but it could also be saying having to even deal with other people, like we were just saying. If he doesn't listen to you, then go to this person. He don't listen, then bring 3 people. By that time, shit, your whole life could be in there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, just because we're gonna be serious, and again, but I like to have fun too with this sometimes. That is just like, really, it's just really. I mean, basically, that's just it. It's a blinding effect. It's to keep you preoccupied with something instead of just being whatever centered on yourself, self-centered, which someone may look at as selfish, but it's really centering yourself, because again, you cannot have these energies around you in a chaotic mode or a chaotic energy. You need to be able to see what is going on. Let me pull back for a minute. Y'all got to go. Y'all got to go. And again, for my energy, I'll just tell you this. I felt like what I was seeing again in 3D, right? Okay. Opposed to whatever, I won't even say 5D or whatever, I'm just saying in the spiritual realm, was looping up, and it made me see that there might be something, and I'm thinking like, no. What is this feeling of exchanging out? No, leave me alone. Right? I choose. I know what I want, and I know what I want. And when I want it, I don't want nothing else. And if I can't have it, I'll just have myself. That's how you know what I'm saying? I'll just build that back up by myself. I'll just use that, which is, again, possibly a male and feminine energy from within myself, and intertwine that and build on my own. It's going to get done. Matter of fact, it seemed like the other ways have been a distraction for some reason, because in one way, it feels like one energy is like a competitive, envious thing, and then a confusing kind of energy on the other side. So it's like, okay, well, all right. And then betrayal. I've always, again, in that sense, felt other energies or entities that I can see them as well. It's a very strange way of being able to pull that energy from people. And you don't even want to. But Source tells you, when you see people, whether it's online, in the store, wherever it will be, there's a way of discerning right away what this is. What this person, why are they here? This, and again, I look at it as this is my space, my universe, my energy field. Who goes there? Who goes there? And so, again, there was dirt being thrown and salt being thrown on situations. And when I've realized that there was other individuals going through these things in the spiritual relations, then I said, okay, this is a thing then. Right? And maybe that's the whole thing of just things going on for so long. Just waiting. A lot of, ladies are saying about celibacy and things like that. And refraining from any kind of, intercourse, whichever it means, as to with any kind of corporations or anything like that, or even when it comes to certain, other beings. And it's almost like starving someone out or something in order to tempt them, in a sense too. Do you see what I'm saying? It's always been that little, just with even steps on the journey. Oh, there you go. You just stumbled. Oh, I knew it. I put that there. That stumbling block there for you. And guess what? You tripped. You know what I'm saying? That type of energy, right? That type of energy. And that feels like it's like a sibling rivalry, a long lost sibling or something, right? Or maybe, yeah. But there's, just enough of caring there where it makes you say, okay, like this, okay, again, you can have another chance. And like it says, 70 times you should forgive somebody for doing something. But then by the end, you all burnt out. They done ripped out all your essence. See? And then again, if you don't know how to rebuild yourself, if you don't know how to disconnect, see, and I think that's where what it goes wrong. And if you don't know how to do that, then, and that's why I think some of us are beacons of light, where again, yeah, we can do this and we can stumble, we can have all these things, but you've been built to then, because Source knew that these energies were going to come and do this, so you were built differently. And even when they think that you're going in this direction, you jump back up like, ha, like, nah. You know what I'm saying? It's this thing. Okay. Or it's just like, okay. And then you chilling over here and you already rebuilding, everything is being reconstructed, right? Bigger and better, right? All right. So again, except for fornication, okay, and then in that case, then I guess we'll just call, I'm trying to figure out what I want to call, like we'll call it like a celestial court, right? Again, because we're not trying to use perfect terms or anything over here. I'm just trying to express something to you, okay? So again, when it comes to, yeah, I already stopped it. Didn't I?